Hello and welcome to Blimey TV. I'm sitting after Carlisle. Just lost 3-0 to Bristol Rovers in what has been almost a nail in the coffin for the manager at this point. I can't see anything else happening but him getting the sack now. And you know what? I've defended him a lot longer than what other fans have, in our fan base. But it's getting to the point now where I've blamed the board, and I still do blame the board. But some of his tactical, decisions, the players seem to have lost interest at the minute. It's just, and I don't blame Chris Beech wholly because I think he is a problem, but he's not the problem. I think the problem is the board and just the people at the top of the club. But I'm starting to see no other option but for him to go and move on in his career, Chris Beech, because he's lost the player, he's lost the dressing room. I think you could tell in the squad today, it just seemed like a bit of a lack of effort at times, and we're currently just above the relegation zone. Just. I think if we kept him in charge, I don't think we'd get relegated because I think the two teams below us are a lot worse than us. Not a lot worse than us, but worse. Oldham, I think, will probably go down. Scunthorpe, exactly the same. But yeah, I don't think that bottom two will change. But really, is a few points off relegation good enough for us? Because we're a club with, certainly the fans have a lot of ambition, because we think as a fan base that we're bigger than this league. We think as a fan base that we should be pushing for promotion, and that's exactly what I want to see and hear from the fans, because it's ambition. But unfortunately, that ambition is not shared with the club itself, because we've got owners who are very, very happy to, just take money from the fans for a year, and as long as we don't get relegated, we're fine. We're like, I don't know, we're not a club, we're a business, which is an issue that a lot of clubs seem to have at the minute, because the board seem to think that this is where we belong, and when the board's vision and the fans' vision don't line up, then that's a problem. And I think the real people that need to go is the people at the top, but Chris Beech really hasn't covered himself in glory. I could maybe understand if we'd played well, we lost 1-0 or something like that, but we just gave up. We lost 3-0. We've now conceded 9 goals in 3 games and haven't scored one the other way. That's relegation form. We're worse now than when we ever were under Stephen Presley, which is saying a lot, because he was sacked. When he got sacked, I think the day after we lost to Morecambe in the Checker Trade Trophy, as it was at the time. Well, you can take that as a positive. We've qualified for the next round of the Papa John's Trophy, but that surprisingly, I don't think that's going to come as much solace to the Carlisle fans. But no, it was awful today. And if there are any Bristol Rovers fans watching this, I'd like to say that don't take any confidence from that win, because that win was more our failures than your gains, because I think both teams were especially bad today. Bristol Rovers, there will be Bristol Rovers fans watching this, but just don't gain too much confidence from that win, because anyone can beat us at the minute. Absolutely anyone. I wouldn't fancy our chances against anyone in the National League, never mind another League 2 team or just a relegated League 1 team. But no, we're in a lot of trouble at the minute, and something needs to change. And that's the biggest bit of infuriation from this is, I don't know what the immediate fix is. A lot of people seem to think it's the manager getting sacked, but who do you bring in? Who do you replace him with? Do you give it to Gavin Skelton for the rest of the season? Do you give it to, Ian Holloway? I think he's retired now, but someone like that, But who do we bring in? Danny Granger, maybe? That's one name that could be brought in, but I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this, because we're in a lot of trouble and I don't know how to fix it. And the fans seem to think it's Chris Beech gone. I personally disagree, because I think he is a good manager. He's just lost the dressing room, and I don't think you can blame him for that, because the board sold all his best players and not replaced them, and they are the biggest problem. But no, I think Chris Beech maybe has to go now. I hate asking for the manager's head, but it's getting to the point now where I can't think of any reason as to why he should stay. But yeah, other than blind loyalty, obviously, but I think I think you need to have reason in these sort of things, and I can't think of any reason for him to stay at the minute for his own career as well as Carlisle's. I think for Chris Beech's own good, he doesn't want to be involved in this poison chalice of a club because we tarnish a manager's reputation when they come to us, and that's an awful position to be in. It was like what Arsenal were a few years ago. You know, you go to that club, you don't do well, and all of a sudden you look like a shit manager. That's not how you attract good managers. And what you end up getting is a Mikel Arteta, an ex-player who hasn't really got any experience, which will be Danny Granger, because you know they're just happy to have a managerial job. They're inexperienced, so they won't get the best, and ultimately it fails. But look, I don't know what to say from this. I really don't know what the immediate fix is, so I'm going to leave it there in a bit.